Speak with your wallets, not your mouth. Like, if you don't support something, you don't do it. Like Skyforge here, for example. I love my.com. I love this game. But there are some aesthetics in this game I don't agree with. The dev team, the community team, they are all well aware that the whole world knows where I stand with this game. But I love the game. The fact that it's on a new platform and I can get a fresh start makes me happy. But there's a lot of things in this game's cash shop and stuff like that that I don't agree with. The loot shop. Let's see here. You can grab founders packs, as you know. There are resources. Now, granted, this is the part where people, you know, get angry and upset with Skyforge. This is where the pay-to-win quote can kick in. A lot of these leveling things you can buy with Argents. And you can skip caps and stuff. Kind of the same way you can do things in a mobile game. And this is why this system makes me mad. Alright? I'll show you guys right here. These mounts, first off, for starters, they're not the most cool thing in the world, but they're not bad either. They're needed in game, so they will easily sell. And this is why I get upset with this game. Do you guys see all these costumes here in the shop? These you can earn and buy in-game without spending a dime. It's like they did the cash shop backwards. They put the outfits, they made the outfits grindable, and they made the in-game resources payable with real cash. Make us spend cash on the costumes. Like, it's just... it's backwards. That's literally all it is. Make people spend money on this. Not this. That's the only problem. That's the only real gripe I have with this game. That's it. Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another Skyforge video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to go ahead and talk about my first impressions of Skyforge on Switch, how I'm feeling about the game, and honestly, should you be playing Skyforge in 2021? Now, I do apologize for that really long 3-minute intro clip I wanted you to watch, but I put that here on this video specifically for 2 reasons. Number 1, the new Skyforge Switch players. I do want y'all to be honestly open-minded and aware about my only real problem with this game that I have made absolutely clear for years now, being a partnered gamer with the Skyforge team. And also for the veterans on my channel who have, you know, been around for a while, seen me do this, you know, this song and dance with the game Skyforge over and over again. I have covered the game on all platforms except PC, so you know that they're aware that my mindset is still the same. It hasn't changed. And I just wanted to put that out there, you know, for the sake of transparency, honesty, and stuff like that. So people don't think, you know, well, oh, it's on a new platform and Tanek's just, you know, going to act like it's the best gem in the world and yada, yada, yada. No, we're here to prevent that kind of thing from happening. So you guys are going to get an honest look from me regardless. And now, one other disclaimer I do need to make. My early access for Skyforge on Nintendo Switch was given to me by my.com. So technically this is a sponsored or endorsed video, whatever you like to call it. page shield, yada yada yada. You guys know how that whole sensor thing works. But here at Tnek127 Gaming, we are all about honesty. So for starters, what we're going to talk about is Skyforge, specifically on Nintendo Switch, and that's the gameplay you're getting here in the background. And I purposely did multiplayer gameplay with my girlfriend and another buddy of ours, Jay Craze, who comes you know and hangs out in the streams a lot. So that way you guys could get a honest look at some heavy gameplay with particle effects, running multiplayer and stuff like that, so it's not just me running through a solo instance dungeon. You guys want to see the Switch get taxed. You want to know what the game looks like under heavy load. So that's what I'm showing you. But how is it on Switch? The first and foremost thing I want to talk about is the team did a phenomenal job porting this game to Switch. Skyforge is a pretty game, and about a good 5 or 6 years ago, I used to get flack all the time because I would ask for MMOs like Terra Online, Skyforge, Lord of the Rings Online, Star Wars, The Old Republic, and stuff like that to come to console, and people told me this was impossible, and especially when Skyforge came out, they were like, consoles can't even handle those kind of graphics. And man, oh man, I wish I could be today me and run back to 2015 and flash my Switch in somebody's face with a Skyforge logo on it, saying, yeah, this will be on a handheld console 5 or 6 years from now. Eat me! But they did a phenomenal job with the port. Day one, obviously, it's a brand new free-to-play MMO launching on a large platform. There have been, some crashes, a few optimization issues, disconnects, and stuff like that. Typical things you'd expect from an MMO launch. Now, granted, I'm not saying, it's okay because we expect it from an MMO launch, but I'm just putting that, that realistic notion in your head so you know that it's there. It's not a flawless launch. There are some issues, but the game is a great port nonetheless. It looks pretty. It plays good on Switch. There are some, frame dips here and there. I would say the game runs at probably around 720 or 900p at 30 FPS. That's probably about what you would expect for a Switch game, especially in docked mode, but I will say, quality-wise, it does feel on par with the PlayStation and Xbox versions. The control scheme feels fine. The menus actually run a lot smoother than they did when they were on the other consoles. They used to glitch, freeze a lot, and sometimes crash your game. The menu and new UI actually runs flawless on Nintendo Switch, at least with my experience. And guys, keep in mind, as of right now, as of me recording this video, I'm playing it on a Switch, and my wireless router for my internet is in my basement, so I don't even have a great connection quality on my Switch at this current moment, with this video being recorded. So mind you, I'm performing that good with a bad connection temporarily. I'm getting a wireless adapter now, but as of this video was made, I was using a crappy connection. So keep that in mind. That just goes to show you how good this game runs. Now, if you don't know what Skyforge is, it's an MMORPG, an instance-based MMORPG. I want you to honestly think, when it comes to this game, I want you to look at games kind of like Phantasy Star and Black Desert, and for the base of the game, the fundamentals. I'm not saying it's like Phantasy Star or it's like Black Desert, but if you took those two and mixed them together, Skyforge is kind of what you would get. It has that infinite leveling system of Black Desert and that instance-based, some semi-open worldish action combat of Phantasy Star. If I could compare this game to two games, I would compare it to those two for those specific reasons. The game has 18 different classes that you can play through, and also when you first start the game and you run through your base campaign and do all your missions and all the dungeons and raids in there for the first time, it pretty much hands you a class for free. Now, these classes, they can be grinded in-game, and they can also be purchased with real money. Me, personally, I would recommend grinding the classes. 2 easy methods I recommend for grinding classes. Mind you, it still is a grindy process, but is doing small 3v3 PvP battles, which will be available to you later on after starting the game, or making sure you do your dailies, aka your directive missions that you get after hitting endgame and finishing your provinces. But that is one gripe that players do tend to have with Skyforge from time to time, is the classes can be pretty difficult to obtain. Now, in all fairness, they have lowered the price of some of the classes that came out later in the game, so they all are balanced and at the same price now. But I do believe that the prices of these classes to be earnable in-game, it should be a lot lower than what they currently are to make the grind feasible. that's just my personal opinion. One other thing that they have done with Skyforge that I haven't got to notice because I haven't been a new player for a long time until I played Switch, so these changes could be old to a lot of people, but they're new to me, is they've changed the new player experience a ton. The provinces now offer you tons of different rewards and things for progressing through them, things to help boost your character, things to help you earn classes, things to even give you a head start in the game's cash shop and stuff like that. Now, we've already made it clear, you know, how I feel about the game's cash shop. In all honesty, Skyforge does have, you know, some instances that are similar to mobile games where you can pay to advance or pass daily caps and stuff in that way, but in my opinion, when it comes to Skyforge, the cash shop is literally just backwards. You can earn cosmetics by playing the game, and some of the leveling resources that you tend to need, you can pay for, which is reverse of what a cash shop in the MMO should be. To my opinion, this is Skyforge's biggest issue, and this is what tends to drive players away over time. This issue, along with the fact that it can be difficult for newer players especially to catch up to the content. That's where we're going to get into the next step of how Skyforge works. Skyforge is not your typical MMO RPG where you get through the base game, run the end game content, and you sit around waiting for the developers to drop a new patch that comes with the new content. Skyforge runs in a seasonal system similar to some of the free-to-play shooters you see out today, games like Fortnite and stuff like that. Now, let me explain when I bring up the Fortnite comparison. I don't mean as in, you know, there's going to be like a new battle pass every season and stuff like that, even though they do have a pass that gives you cosmetic goodies and special items in the game that do launch with seasons. But every season there's going to be a new invasion of creatures that adds new raids and hardcore content for endgame players to run. And every single time one of these new seasons come, the level cap and current strength needed to participate in those endgame activities will increase. And each season will be based on different monsters in the game. But the problem is eventually you're going to see these seasons start repeating each other. Like first we may get invaded by the mechanoid monsters, for example, and then next we might be invaded by the oceanids, for example. Well, after they go through all the races in the game, you're going to notice that they start repeating themselves just at higher levels, and that kind of, you know, gets a little bit dulling to players who, you know, who have been playing the game for a long time. Don't get me wrong, the chase for the higher loot is always there, but after a while, the content can stop feeling brand new. Now, a couple years ago, they were doing special events that they threw into the invasions that would make the invasions feel fresh and stuff like that. Like when the Fight Night invasion came around for about the second or third time on PlayStation 4 and Xbox, they added a new class to the invasion along with, you know, some Fight Night lore, history, and stuff like that, and a quest line for you to go off of, which was a nice touch to it. So they do have a way of spicing up their invasions from time to time, but that is one thing you're going to notice if you stay around long enough to become a veteran player, that, you know, you're going to want to see some new content. Now, there are new things that they do add to the game, like regions and things like that, but for the most part, once you have went through a series of invasions, you have seen what the game's going to look like for the foreseeable future. Now, granted, since Skyforge has launched on console, there have been new and different things that they have added to the game. But make no mistake, that does not change the game's, you know, seasonal pattern or repetitiveness of, you know, of the seasonal system. Now, like I said, most MMORPGs are a loot grind. Skyforge does have that. You are always chasing, you know, the latest and best gear, new cosmetic rewards. Different things are added, but I just feel like there's just, you know, a little bit more they could do to spice things up. And one other thing I would also like to see added to this game in the future is I would like the devs, you know, to probably retune the leveling system and consider crossplay for all platforms in the game. Because one cool thing about Skyforge is all platforms, they get the same content at the same time. Like Nintendo Switch is not behind in content at all. You have all the classes, you'll have all the missions available. You'll just be running it at a lower level than other platforms. If the developers find a way to simplify Skyforge's leveling system and balance that out between all platforms, they could have a huge server-wide crossplay game here with tons of more potential than what it currently has. And honestly, I would like to see them, take a step in and look at, some future options and things they could do to expand on the world of Skyforge. Because me personally, like I said, I do have my small gripes with the game, but I cannot deny, and even my veteran subscribers will tell you, that there is tons of potential to be tapped on in this game. It's just up to you whether you feel like waiting for that potential to be unleashed or not. But anyway, guys, if y'all enjoyed this video and you have any questions about Skyforge, make sure you leave a comment down below. Smash that thumbs up button for me. If you're new here to the channel, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell. But I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Tnek127, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.